Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. We are back, y'all, with a brand new review for Ready to Love, Make a Move, Season 1, Episode 6. If you are new here, then welcome. I give lighthearted reviews with a little bit of laughter and a little bit of shade and a whole lot of detail. If you're back for a second or third time, then welcome back. Y'all, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Share with a friend. Hit that notification bell so that you will be updated each and every time I upload a video. Now, y'all, let's get into it if we're going to get into it. So when we left off, y'all know that Ashley was being asked about the friend that she had to join her for, that episode. So Ashley's explaining to Tamika what went on. So as she's saying it, Tamika's like, well, I really hate to use the word insecure, but you do keep bringing up other women. Now, don't get me wrong. Ashley does have insecurities, and she has brought up other women countless times. First it was Zadia, now it's Stormy. But Stormy is not without fault. So she asked Ashley if she feels like she's enough. Ashley did admit that her insecurities run deep. And I was just like, dang, well, Stormy saying on the internet that she didn't even know what she was there for, and she was dressed for a dinner, not a barbecue, and she wasn't dressed for your man. Now, me personally, I don't care what they do, because they always talking about the editing. They're always saying, oh, well, they edited this way, and I had no idea about this, and they spun it this way. Baby, you and that man were flirting, point blank, and the period. Yes, Ashley does have some insecurities, but she was not wrong in what she saw when you were sitting with her and that man. So everybody in the room is kind of like looking around like Ashley always into some mess. Child, and did y'all see that little look that Zadia and Camille gave to each other? So Tamika is telling them that it's time for them to decide if they will keep their keeper or, bust a move. Ashley, I'm going to say this. I wouldn't even talk to Kirsten after that. Because if you mad at Stormy, you need to be mad at him as well, because he definitely liked what he saw. He didn't sit there and just try not to have a conversation. He was talking to her too. Instead of her being upset with him, she's over there telling him he handled it well. Now, they have the little mixer where they have to decide if they're going to keep their keeper. She's like, well, I know you handled it pretty well. So she's putting it all on Stormy. Ashley, get a clue. Sweet baby, get a clue. Kirsten is here for the camera. He is not it. He's not interested. He's just not that into you. This child, this is giving how to lose a guy in 10 days. Moving forward. So Vernisha is over talking to Jabari on the other side, and she's torn in between the two. Honey, she don't know who to choose, Tabari or Jabari. She's torn because Jabari has been there, and he seems like a really nice guy, but she did like how Tabari's lifestyle complemented hers. Now, some could say, okay, two people that are always on the go, how is that going to work? I mean, I think it comes from them better understanding each other, because with Jabari, I don't think that he would be as open-minded and flexible. He seems set in his ways. Over on the other side, Zadia pulls Cameron and his hair to the side. Zadia, this is just a side note, honey. Some of these confessional looks, no ma'am. No ma'am. So they go outside to talk. Side note, someone said in the comments that Cameron was wearing a Terror Squad necklace, and I can't unsee it. I cannot unsee it. I looked at that necklace and it said TSC. I said, baby, no more running with an entourage unless it's Pun and the Terror Squad. Oh my goodness. Baby Cam said, I don't want to be a player no more. I'm not a player, I just crush a lot. Y'all gotta be stopped. Y'all have gotta be stopped in these comments. Oh, honey, when I tell you the best thing about these reviews is the comment section. Oh, baby, when she said that he had on that Terror Squad necklace, and then I looked and it said TSC. Now, it stood for something else, like tonight's the night or something. I don't know, child. It stood for something else. But, baby, when I saw that TSC and she said he looked like he was wearing a Terror Squad necklace, that's all I could think about. Oh, child, shout out to Big Pun and them. So Zadia kept Cameron like I knew she would. And she likes him, y'all. She does. So I guess that's all that matters. Let's move on, child. Over with Vernisha, she tells Jabari she's moving in a different direction. And she cried. I was surprised at that. I think she was really invested in Jabari, and she's really pushing herself to make different choices and not put all of her eggs in one basket. I think she really did learn her lesson from Joelle. She learned her lesson from Joelle, honey. She ain't playing with them Nola men. Look, we're going to have to move on, honey. I think she made the best choice, though, because I feel like Jabari would have probably tried to stifle her growth as an entrepreneur by wanting her to conform to what his schedule is. It was for the best for both of them. I don't think he would have liked her always outside, and I don't think she would have liked him always inside. So sometimes it's for the best. Yes, they have chemistry. Yes, they looked nice together, but that's not the only thing that makes the relationship. So I think they made the right choice. Moving forward. So Kirsten and Ashley go into the kitchen. She's talking about, I don't blame him for Stormy's flirting. She was feeding off him. I don't know why you don't see that. She was in the wrong and he was in the wrong. It was not just her. So she's telling him, I don't know if you're really ready to be one-on-one, like just with me. He go lying, talking about, well, I'm interested in pursuing the connection that I have with Ashley. Yeah, right. The connection you have to being on TV, and you ain't fooling me. Ashley, girl, you about to go down the wrong road. So she looks at him and she's like, I really like our vibe and I like what we have. So, I want to continue this thing. Ashley, no. This man is full of game. So you mean to tell me that you're going to keep Kirsten, who was outright blatantly flirting with your friend, okay, and I use the term lightly because really I think they were just finding, Ready to Love alumni. They should have called Shay. Shay would have been perfect to go down there with Ashley because Stormy was not it. You chose this man that was flirting with this woman in your face, and after she kept him, they shared a kiss. Girl, he probably hoping to run into Stormy again, and he ain't fooling me. That was the wrong move, child. Over on the other side, Sharice tells Keith she's moving in a different direction. Yeah, she moving on and won't be visiting Dallas anytime soon. That Dallas sealed the deal for her, honey. And after I got to know a little bit more about Keith, I don't blame her. Now, y'all can search the internet and figure out what you want to figure out on your own, honey. Hop on the Googler. But yeah, he's a no for me, big dog. After all the men are chosen, Tamika tells them that she's going to be throwing Zadia a rooftop birthday party. They can invite their keepers and their new blind dates. So Zadia is going on her blind date, but she's all about Cam. She has Cam on the brain. So we meet Darius. He's a 31-year-old photographer. Oh, child, not a Darius. This has not been a good week for a Darius, child. So they're on their blind date. She's saying to herself, well, in order for someone to be Cameron, he has to be 6 foot and he has to lift weights. And I was just like, does Cameron even fit these requirements? Because he don't look like he knows 6 foot lifting weights, nothing. Then the man showed up and the record scratched. I was like, y'all are so shady for that. Zadia don't know what she want. Okay. She really has no idea. So he shows up, they start talking. And to me, he seemed very articulate. He tells her he's a photographer. He tells her he went back to school for respiratory therapy and he works in the ICU. So she gets in the confessional. She's like, I already have a photographer that's in the medical field. I don't need a dupe. See? This right here, that's what I'm talking about. So she asked how he would describe his ideal woman. He said, I want someone peaceful and respectful. Well, baby, you don't want her. Because if you don't do exactly what you're supposed to do, she will mush you while you're eating your vegan risotto. So you don't want her. And she was like, what do you mean respectful? He said, like a person that's respectful to the server in a restaurant. She said, oh, okay, so not loyal. He said, well, respectful and loyal, that's kind of like the same thing. Sir, no. They're not the same thing. You can be respectful and not be loyal. You can be loyal and not be respectful. So no, they're not the same thing. But I have to say, Zadia is insufferable. The old Zadia is back like she never left. She ain't even get a man a chance. She's like, yes, so this is when I'm going to put a pin in it. Just choose Cameron and stop wasting everybody's time. And just because you want Cam does not mean that you have to be mean to everybody else. Get Zadia and her ruffled tops off my screen, child. She stay rude. And he wouldn't have been okay with her anyway, because I can see her being rude to a server, being rude to anybody. That's just her MO. Moving forward. She did not even try. This is a mess. In the next scene, Sharice is going on a blind date with Danzy. He's 44. Child, not y'all matching. So they come into the restaurant, they sit down. He gets his little mini interview. He's talking about how she's very attractive. He's like, yeah, and she's good energy. This Sharice? Sharice. The one that we've seen from Miami down to NOLA. Good energy? Okay. So he's telling her that he's a pharmaceutical salesperson. He deals with rare diseases. It's his dream job. He asked a little bit about her. She's telling him about herself. She says she likes to travel. He mentioned going to Greece, and baby, she was sold. I said, she's so shallow. Now, don't get me wrong. I like to stamp the passport as much as the rest of them. But that's not the only thing I'm going to look for in a man. Oh, you like to travel places other than the States? Okay, I'm in love. No. Certain things can be changed, Sharice. They can. She said, well, what I'm looking for is someone to make me feel safe and someone who can handle me, because I'm a lot. I don't know why women say things like, I'm a lot, because that to me says I'm set in my ways and I don't plan on changing. So I'm going to need you to be able to deal with all my foolishness. I'm a lot is not the flex that you think it is, sis. It's just not. She's like, I need someone that's not going to compete with me because, I'm a lot. Oh, well, honey, you better be glad you sent Maurice home because he sure looked like he would compete with you. I think he may be a good connection for Sharice, though. He's ambitious. He seems to like the finer things. Honey, that's basically all she needs. He breathing. He don't wear a vest. He ain't got a bunch of kids. And he said Greece. Ding, 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 ding. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. In the next scene, Ashley tells us that she's been in contact nonstop with Donald. Honey, Donald's trying to get back on that show. Ashley goes for a blind date with Kenneth. He's a high school principal. He's 35. And I can tell when Ashley isn't physically attracted to a man because she's very laid back, which is not her. When she's attracted to you, oh, baby, you will know it. The compliments will fly. So I don't think she was very attracted to Kenneth. So they start talking about kids. He wants some, but he wants to have them later. He said his last relationship was 10 years ago. Now, mind you, he's 35. So his last relationship was when he was 25. He's been in situationships. 10 years? Sir, back then, can we really constitute a relationship? It's kind of like you were still a kid, basically. Now, this is just simply for me. Now, I know a lot of people are not rushing from relationship to relationship, and sometimes there's a big gap. A man might look at me a little bit sideways because I don't plan on really getting in a serious relationship until my son is of age, because I don't want every Tom, Dick, and Harry around my kid. So I wouldn't want someone to judge me, but 10 years is a huge gap. It is a very huge gap with you playing around with those situationships. So I don't know about that. But what I do know about is that I love to see young black male administrators. I loved the fact that he was 35, young, black, and on top of that, he seemed to have a little edge to him. We need more black male educators. Come on, Kenneth. When I tell you I loved it, I said, baby, I love this. And I can hear that New Orleans accent too. I love New Orleans accents. I love the way those people speak. They have very distinct dialect and I love it. Also, I really like the way people from Baltimore speak. It's just something about it. I just love it, honey. It gives all the zhuzh. So now it's time for Vernisha's blind date. She's going on her blind date and she comes in, she meets Cantrell. Now, I loved how he pulled out her chair and scooted it back in. I thought he was going to go underneath the chair for a minute. I was like, Cantrell, now, honey, you're supposed to grab the sides of the chair, not underneath. Ooh, honey. She's out with him. He's 39. He's a high school social worker and a basketball coach. They must have gone down to the high school and recruited everybody and told them, I'm going to take y'all on a field trip down to Ready to Love, Make a Move house. Because, like, why is everybody an educator or a photographer? Okay, Tamika, child. He said he loved the kids and he loves being there for them. And I liked that. So then he said, what do you look for as far as green flags? She said, you mean red flags? He said, no, anybody can find negative things. What are the positive things? Yes, ma'am. That's my kind of carrying on. I like that. Let's talk about the positive things. What positive do you look for in a person? So she said, I look for men who are good fathers. He tells her he has 2 kids, shared custody. So then he tells her that his mom and dad have been together for 30 plus years and he hasn't gotten married because he wants what they have. Well, Cantrell, what happened with the children's mother? Okay, are they by the same woman? And why didn't you marry her and make a home like your parents had for 30 plus years? Sometimes people say things that are a bit contradictory to me, because if you're looking for what your parents have, that says to me, your parents have this marriage, and in that marriage, they had you and maybe your siblings. So why wouldn't you want to give your kids what you saw your parents have? if she's good enough to have a child with, wouldn't she be good enough to marry? Is it just me? I don't know, honey. Maybe it's making sense to me and nobody else. I did like what Cantrell is doing with the youth, though. I really do. I liked his conversation, but I don't know if he's personally a good fit for Vernisha. I don't think he has enough edge. I don't know. I don't think it's going to work. So they're all getting ready for Zadia's party. Ashley comes in and try to help Zadia pick out something to wear. And so they start talking about Ashley's relationship, situationship, or whatever she got going on with Kirsten. Ashley said, well, you know, he's somebody that I would have dated in the past. But me and Donald, we're still communicating. So Zadia suggests that she invite Donald to the party. So she is inviting both him and Kirsten. Now, I don't think Kirsten gonna care either way, but let's see how it's gonna go. In the next scene, the ladies are all on their way to Zadia's birthday rooftop party. They get there. Vernisha gonna give a side boob if she don't do nothing else, baby. Mama is stacked. She's a brick house. When I tell you that girl is stacked, I said, girl, look at that side boob, honey. Look at that side boob. Side note, Zadia brought a plethora of wigs for this show. Options, baby, options. She ain't had the same wig on her head yet. So Tabari shows up first, then Mizell. Mizell did bring Zadia a present, and I thought that that was sweet. Cantrell in his sweat, they show up. Vernisha is over there talking to him, and Tabari brings her a plate. So Vernisha in the confessional, she was like, I really like Cantrell, but he is just too nervous. And she does like Tabari's confidence. I feel like Tabari is a smooth operator, but I will say this. It was something that I didn't like when he showed up. I didn't like that she stood up to greet him and he goes, how are you, Vernisha? She said, I'm fine. How are you? It was like he didn't greet her. He spoke to her from across the room. I was like, sir, if you don't greet her, I don't know, honey. That just threw me off. Anywho, they're sitting down. He brings the plate, completely acting like he don't even see Cantrell sitting there. Now, he did offer to make him a plate, and Cantrell was like, nah, I'll get my own plate. So he gets up, he goes to get a plate, and Tabari slides in. So then Cantrell comes back with a plate, and baby, he was sitting there eating like he was in the school cafeteria, ready to get back to his next class before he was late. I said, ooh, he hungry. Baby, Cantrell was tearing them hot wings up. Do you hear me? He was tearing them hot wings to smithereens. Zadia is the guest of honor, y'all, and Cameron is not there yet. So she's over there talking to Tamika and letting her know that Cameron did say he had to work, but he would be a little bit late. Now you get nervous. Camille tried to tell you that he may not have time for you, or y'all orchestrating it like Camille was right. Either way, she tried to tell you. Now, for me, I don't see the issue with him having to work. He communicated it to you. You said it was cool. And you said the school teacher wouldn't be able to keep up with your lifestyle. So you got to pick your poison. Do you want the school teacher who's going to be off at 3:30 p.m. and ready to go to dinner with you at 5? Or do you want Cameron, who is always on the go, but will probably make a life for himself where he doesn't have to work so much later? You have to deal with Cameron's busy schedule if you want him to keep up with your lifestyle. And that's what you get for being mean to Darius. You get what you get and you don't pitch a fit. Moving forward. So Ashley is over on the other side, waiting for any of her men to show up. Kirsten isn't there. He hasn't called. He hasn't sent a smoke signal, no pigeon, no email, no text messages, honey, no Snapchat, no DMs, nothing. Crickets. I could have told you that. I could have told you he was the ghosting type. I don't know why you kept that opportunist around anyway. And where is Donald? Ashley, just pack it the hell up. Just pack it the hell up. So Ashley is upset because Kirsten didn't show. She was about to go off about him to Tamika, and then Donald showed up. Oh, okay, Donald, because I was finna say, honey. She feels she made a mistake sending him home. Ashley, you don't know what you want to do. You really don't. He started talking to you after he leaves, and all of a sudden you should have kept him. Donald came in, though. He spun her around, and he was saying how beautiful she was. Honey, finally somebody pouring into her. He was so happy to be there. Okay, Donald. Okay, I might have been a little bit too hard on you. That was sweet. But are you happy to be on camera, or are you happy to see Ashley? I don't know. I got my good eye on you. So now let's see what Sharice is talking about. She invited Mizell and Danzy. So she's talking to Mizell. They're having a little small talk. They pan over to Danzy. She's speaking to him, and he's speaking gibberish, masking it as French. Honey, I don't know what he was talking about. He being out loud and obnoxious, doing the Harlem Shake, talking and sweating. Baby, he is gone off that liquor. Do y'all hear me? Gone. He is gone off that liquor. He is wasted. Party, party, party. Let's all get wasted. He is wasted. Do you hear me? So he's talking to Sharice, and she is so turned off. I was like, ew. Him being drunk is a total turn off. I would never be able to turn it back on. I don't like men that get sloppy drunk. I do not like that. If you can't handle your liquor, then you shouldn't be drinking. I don't like it. He has his hand like on the small of her back, and she was like, did I tell you to put your hand on me like that? Did I tell you you could touch me like that? He said, oh, you don't like that? She said, no, it's just hot. No, she don't want you touching her because you sloppy drunk. It's gross. I don't blame Sharice because she is skeeved out, and I would be too. Now, she didn't mind Mizell giving her a little bit of a hug, honey. He gave her a forehead kiss and everything. I said, oh, okay, but she was not here for Donzie or Danzy or whatever his name is. I'm not a fan of either one of them at this point. I don't like Mizell. I feel like he gives creep, and I don't really like Danzy because Danzy be dancing when he gets to drinking. So he's out as well. So everyone is skinning and grinning and enjoying the party, honey, with all of their men. Ha, 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 ha. I can't believe it, oh, child. I can't believe it's not butter. Honey, they having a good time. Baby, they having a good time. We still waiting for Cameron. He better hurry up because this is Zadia's third plate, honey. She been eating her life away. You might as well go on sing it, Zadia. Go on sing it. Y'all know what song she need to sing? It's my party and I'll cry if I want to. You would cry too if it happened to you. Dun, 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 dun. And that was the end of the episode. Let me tell y'all something. This preview, we see that Mizell had been texting Vernisha. I told y'all. Didn't I tell y'all in that review last episode? I said, something about Mizell gave me Ezel. I told y'all. But Vernisha, why did you get this man your number? Girl say, what now? No, ma'am, Pam, honey. We're going to have to get to the bottom of it now. Vernisha, I'm going to be easy on you right now because I don't really know the context in which he acquired your phone number. But why did you give a man who was not your keeper or your sweeper or whatever the hell y'all call him? Why did you get this man your number? Baby, he said he saw Vernisha and was like, damn, Sharice. That side boob got Ezel, honey. Ezel said he ready to risk it all for a little bit of Vern. Y'all comment down below and tell me exactly what you thought about this episode. Tell me what y'all think about Ashley keeping Kirsten. That's just foolish. That is just foolish. Tell me what you think about Donald coming back even though he wasn't chosen. He was not a blind date or a keeper. Sir, you were eliminated. And I mean, y'all just tell me what you think. What do you think about Cameron not showing up for Zadia? It's so many things to think about. Y'all comment down below. I'm going to comment back. Please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.